Hello, we meet again. How are you? Welcome back. I'm Michelle Keneally, and of course, if you're watching this from my Facebook page, Juggling Life All Day, welcome back. If you're on my YouTube channel, Start Your Blog Mama, I'm so excited that you are here. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I'm documenting a series of videos over the next year from December 2019 all the way to 2020, where I'm going to show you how I'm building my very own blog and how I begin to profit from that and grow a business from it. So I'm waving at you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm bringing you on this journey because I don't speak technology as my natural first language. It's something I've had to really work at in order to get over myself and decide to start my very own blog. I've been building an online business for the last couple of years using Facebook. I've, dabbled a little bit in different social media areas, like Instagram, Twitter. I tried a little bit and they just didn't fit me, but that doesn't mean they're not good. It probably means I need to get over myself and learn how to fit in and speak the language of each of these platforms, right? So that's how I kind of think, is that each social media platform has its own language, has its own culture, and you can adapt to those languages and those cultures and fit in your business within those spaces if you know how to do it. Now, my theory behind doing this video series is to help the mom who wants to build a business online but doesn't want to be attached to her phone, doesn't want to get in fights with her partner, and certainly doesn't want to make her children feel neglected. I know we have a lot of balls in the air. We're doing laundry, we're keeping up with shopping, and if we add in a business, that's another thing that takes away from what we need to be doing in our day-to-day routine. It's really hard to make time for an extra thing because the other balls that are in our air or that we're juggling around, what am I saying? I mean, something's got to give, okay? We can't add something new without something else getting, put to the wayside, or we feel like we're not enough, we're not keeping up. And I know as women, we tend to want to be able to handle it all and make it look like we're rocking everything. But it's not a reality, okay? If you think everyone's got it all together, newsflash, we don't. For our sanity's sake, we have to make time for the things that are our priority, not only for survival mode, but just for quality of life mode. I mean, so if you do want to build an online business alongside everything you're doing, or maybe you are, you're rocking the stay-at-home mom, CEO of your household thing that I wish I could do, and that's what I'm working for here. If you wanted to add something into your life that allowed you to have some creativity, allowed you to be something more than mom, so that you have a little outlet to feel like you're your own person before everyone moves out of the house, I get that, okay? And that's why I'm sharing this journey. It's for that person who really needs to create something that you just feel on your heart is there and you don't know where to put it. And maybe you've dabbled a little bit in an MLM or offering some services, or maybe you have some products that you've made and you've been trying to use social media to promote that, but you find it to be so time consuming and frustrating to maintain. This video series is for you because I want to show you how leveraging a blog, creating content in order to be found on Google can really give you that ability to build an online business. But we're going to be leveraging social media. And my theory is, if you've figured out anything on Facebook, if you know how to build a business page, if you know how to build a profile, if you've attracted people to talk to you a little bit about your business, then you can build a blog. That is my theory. If you have the interest in learning how to help people to create content that is helpful to people, you can build a blog. If you have not already been creating content that is helpful to people in order for them to see why they need your product or your service, that might be why you haven't sold anything. So this series is for you, mama, because I want to show you what is possible even if you're not tech savvy, even if you feel like you're not a writer, okay? I'm going to show you my process and how I actually do it and bring you along on the journey. Today's topic is going to be about the benefits of blogging. This is video number 7, and if you just come across this series for the very first time, you can go ahead and find the playlist on my Facebook business page where I literally am showing you the process and like we're walking through it together. If you are on YouTube, I have a playlist called How to Start a Blog, My 1-Year Journey. Same thing, you can follow the process. I also have a free tutorial on how to set up your blog, the tech side of setting up your blog, and I go a little bit in depth about, or a little more accelerated, I should say, about why you should start and how to brainstorm an idea of a topic, and then I expose you to ways you can make money and how to write blog posts. But this series is meant to supplement that so that we can do this together and we can be on a journey together. Kind of think of us as blogging buddies. So throughout this series, you're going to see how I set up my blog. And again, if you want to follow that tutorial on how you can set up your blog, please do so and let me know that you did it so that you and I can, be blogging buddies. And then I'll show you ways to get traffic to your blog, how to make money, how to write blog posts, and build a foundation for a legit business. And before you talk yourself out of that blogging just isn't for you, you're not interested in it, hear me out, okay? If you are already posting on social media and you're frustrated and people are not connecting with you on your posts, you want to tune in. I kicked and screamed because I told myself I wasn't a techie person. But guess what? I realized all the Facebook tools that I've been using and learning how to do, every time they have a new update, there's a new thing I have to figure out. If I have figured out how to navigate the land of Facebook and create some business with it, you can too, okay? And I'm going to prove it to you, so you'll want to tune into this series. What I realized was that I was causing a lot of strife within my family by being on Facebook all the time. You can build a solid business on Facebook, okay? But there at some point you have to introduce a little bit of automation into it because we're only one person. We can't do all of the things. The other piece of that puzzle is that I think, don't you always try to work smarter? Like, aren't you always trying to figure out how can I get dinner on the table faster? How can I manage my laundry load? How can I get the house picked up in a decent way so if somebody popped over, I wouldn't cringe every single time? We're always trying to think of ways to work smarter. And that is why I decided to do my project out loud and show you how I'm learning to work smarter so that when people want to find my information or learn how to do whatever I'm talking about, which is how to start a blog, turns out I never in a million years guessed that I would be here talking about how to start a blog. A year ago, I just finally gave in and said, look, I do want to do this business thing. I do want to make it work. And I'm going to stop fighting what is the smart way to do it. I'm going to leverage social media. By golly, I'm going to learn how to build a blog. And I'm going to prove to myself that I can do it. Okay, we lose a little bit of ourselves. We lose a little bit of our creativity. I think as moms, after we're, out of school and we're doing our job and adding one more thing to our brain just seems impossible. But if you're committed and you want to do it and you give yourself that room to learn little by little by little and to make baby steps and not think that this is a get rich quick scheme that you're going to make money overnight, but by doing the steps and the activities, you'll get there. Today, I'm going to show you and I have an action step for you. Every single day I have an action step, but I'm going to show you why blogging is smarter And at the end of it, the action step for you is to go out there and see what other people are doing and figure out if that's something you can do. Okay. So come along, let's do this thing. So I put together a list of all the reasons that blogging can change your life and help you to build a business. Okay. Do you ever do that where you list pros and cons and you're thinking, should I do this? Should I not do this? Well, here's a list of all the things that I discovered that gives blogging that super serious street cred. Okay. So I have found that starting a blog actually helps you to know exactly what you stand for. Instead of, thinking of how you're going to sell your products and making your products the forward piece of your business where you're like, okay, here's my product, but there's nothing about me that I can figure out that, is special, or I can't think about anything but my products and I just wish people would buy them. Okay. Or maybe you don't have any products yet and you're thinking of like, well, what can I do to make money at home? Like, what skills do I have? I don't really know. Okay. So I encourage you to go through this workshop from the beginning, because I spent an entire 6 videos actually on this topic. And in my workshop, I go through that as well to help you to really pull out what you do have. Okay. And so I definitely encourage you to go use the sign up button on my Facebook page or click in the description for that workshop if you're on YouTube, so you can really work through that process of finding what it is that you have inside of you that you can market. Once you do that, once you start this blog, it helps you to define that. You're going to go through a process. It's going to maybe change a few times, but it's going to help you to define what the heck you're trying to accomplish and who you're trying to help by going through those action steps, okay? You won't find yourself just posting on social media and crossing your fingers someone with a pulse is going to click your link or buy your service or, want to buy your product, right? Blogging actually will help you to define who you are and who you help and why you do what you do. And because of this, your confidence is going to soar, because you're going to know what your mission is. You're going to define what your mission is, and you're going to be very clear on what you must work on every single day. No more wondering, well, if I post this, is this going to be the one that works? Is this going to be the post that goes viral? And you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to look like you have it all together. You have to know who you are. You have to produce quality content that helps people. Okay? That's the point. And when you have a blog, you actually will live with more intention, and you'll be more mindful of your readers. Okay? In my workshop, I go through all of these processes of defining who you're writing for and how to structure a post, and how to get yourself out there. So you're definitely going to want to sign up for that workshop so that you have all of the pieces to start. It's just the pieces to start. It's not all of the pieces, but it's at least to get you on the right track, right? With a blog, you actually become searchable. When people are looking for information, they do not come to social media to learn something or to get help with something or to find something that will give them advice, okay? They're going to Google. Even if they're looking up, how long does apple cider vinegar last in my cabinet? They're not going to Facebook for that. They're going to Google. So with a blog, you can become searchable. People can find you. And I'm going to show you what people are doing with their blogs and how they're selling things with the information that they're sharing. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple examples of that. With a blog, you also become a trusted leader in your niche. If you're not sure what a niche is, I've gone over that with the first 6 videos, but I'll give you a little clue here. It means a topic, a category of topics that all help support each other. that help whoever comes. Like, say for example, I always like to use the example of an artisan cookie maker. So let's say you like making artisan cookies, but you really love making macaroons. But you realize there's a whole season of cookies you could be talking about. So you're not necessarily like an expert in all of the cookies and all of the season, but you're willing to do the work to learn how to do it. You've at least mastered macaroons. So therefore you can talk about artisan cookies so that way all year long you're focusing on different cookies for different seasons in people's lives. And people come to you because that's your niche. You're the person they go to for cookie information. Got it? So now, even if you've seen other people blogging about topics that you might want to talk about, and you think there's other people out there that look way better than I do, and I don't have it all together, I just want you to pause right there and realize that your story matters. It doesn't matter if someone else is talking about it. If someone else is talking about it, it simply means that there is a market for that topic, and you might have a different spin on it. There's a million people talking about how to start a blog, for example, that actually have technology in their repertoire of languages and are really good at it, okay? I had to work really hard to figure it out. And I decided that rather than keeping it to myself, that because my mission, and we're going to talk about mission statements, by the way, my mission has always been, my core mission of my business of juggling life all day has been to teach moms how to build a business from home while juggling all of the things. And if that is true, if that is my mission, then if I'm going to learn how to blog so I can get better at juggling all of the things, then you're damn right I better show up for you and teach you how I'm doing it. My point is, because there are a ton of people out there who have way more knowledge on this topic than me, I could have shut myself down and said, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy. Like, why would you do that? But my story matters. My story connects with your story. And because your story, because we're connecting and you see yourself in me, you're watching this series. Okay? And even if you're a little more tech savvy than I am, but you just need that kick in the butt to believe in yourself, that's why we're hanging out right now. So cheers. So now let's go tour the interwebs so you can just kind of see what people are doing on their blogs and how they're monetizing it, because next week, all week, we're going to talk about how do you make money with a blog. Okay, so when people come or when they're looking for information, they're going to Google, correct? They're trying to find out how to do something using Google. Either that or they're going to YouTube. I know my husband has learned how to do so many things with our car through YouTube. Moms are going to Pinterest to learn how to do certain things, make certain things, accomplish certain goals. We're going to Google all the time. We are not searching Instagram. We are not searching Facebook to learn how to do something. Yes, we might join groups and we might get inside of communities that are talking about the topic. But initially we're searching for that information through search engines like Google, Pinterest, and YouTube. And then we're finding where everyone is hanging out socially because we want that social connection. Okay. So that's where blogging comes in. You can be found through a search using the search engines like Google, Pinterest, and YouTube. If you're smart, by the way, we'll talk about that. And then they want to know how they can connect with you and how they can get to know you a little bit better. That's where they want to come into the social sites that you are present in. You do not need to be present in every single social site. And as we go through this series, you're going to see that it's appropriate for you to be in the social site that makes sense for your reader, okay, for the person who would read your blog. Now, before you think to yourself, I'm not a very good writer, please stay connected with this series because I actually am going to do several videos where I show you, even if you're not a writer, why you can be a writer and why it's probably a good thing you're not like a super, super skilled writer maybe, because people want to connect with a human and they want conversational style in what they read and what they connect to. Okay, of course you're going to have to structure it a little bit. You don't want to be like one of those movies that you're watching it and you're thinking, how can I get that 1 hour of my life back? Anyway, let's focus. So let's just go back to the how I like to talk about the example of how to make a macaroon. Okay, so we're going to type in how to make a macaroon, and the first thing that comes up is, Tasty is a pretty popular blog, okay, and they had to do the work to get there, right? But let's go to one that maybe isn't as well known so you can see how somebody can do this, right? So sallysbakingaddiction.com is the third choice by Google. And Google chooses this because they notice people's behavior when they interact with a certain site or a certain article that somebody might post. So if you learn how to connect in a way that tells Google that your article is the one, you can really do well with that. Okay, so we're paused on her website. She gave us probably like 15 to 30 seconds. And right away, she is saying hello with her little pop-up. And she's saying, Sally's Holiday Success Guide. Simplify the holiday season. My favorite holiday recipes, tips, and tricks. And she's offering you what's called a freebie. We're going to talk a lot more about this next week, but here's where you've probably seen something like this, where you pop in your name and your email address and you get something from somebody for free. Okay, and then I do encourage you that if you're researching your niche, to get on a few email lists just to see what people are doing, so you can see exactly how people are building relationships with their readers and making email lists. Because, my friend, that's where the magic happens. Just like on Facebook Messenger, when you're connecting with somebody, that's where the personal relationship happens, and that's where the sale happens. But we don't have time to be in Messenger all of the time now, do we? That's why we're going to learn how to use a little bit of automation. And your email list is one of those ways you can do that. We'll talk about that more next week. Anyways, I digress. So here's where she is offering a free holiday guide. Oh, internet. Okay. Now you can see her little headings are breads, cakes, cookies, cupcakes, pies, baking tips, recipes by season and by ingredient. Okay, so I want to show the article of 2015. You can see here on this recipes, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to see, and that's like ads and all of those things. I think that's awful. Like, it makes it really hard, relationship with the person that you're reading. What the heck? So you can do ads in a really tasteful way, but I'm sure you agree that it's really annoying to have a ton of ads and not be able to get to the information. So let's dissect her post. Now, Google has posted this as the third choice for how to make macaroons, and the article was written in 2015. So it must be an amazing article, and just think about that. She wrote this 4 years ago, and it's still working for her. Okay, so just mental note right there. Now, here's a little pop-up ad she put in. Very tasteful. So far, I like it. And here she's got links to different options on her page where you can go to. Google likes that when someone's site. That shows that their site is very helpful. This is probably why her article is ranking, okay? Because people are like, ooh, also you have these other things. Sweet. And she has video. People love video. People want to learn from a video, even if it's only for 30 seconds. Think about those tasty videos. That's probably one of the reasons why they're very popular too, because they're just very quick videos. And then she's got other things for you right up front and center, telling you like what you could get. And she's got great images of her macaroons. Now, do you see where the words are highlighted in her article? That's probably leading to other recipes, okay? So there's an ad that just popped up, Very classy, not in my way. Good job. So that doesn't distract me. It doesn't turn me off. It doesn't make me want to run for the hills and leave this site. Okay. Now, when Google sees that you're spending a lot of time on somebody's site, that means that they must be a quality site. And that's what Google is measuring. So that's really good that she's got that. She talks about like why they're so expensive. She talks about a scale. And do you see where she highlights, here's the kitchen scale that I own, and here are less expensive options here and here. Now what she's doing is she is using affiliate marketing here, and if you click on those links and you buy those products, she makes a commission. Most of the time that is through Amazon, okay? She's featuring a product, Bob's Red Mill Almond Meal Flour. Okay, she's showing images on how to do something, very helpful. Okay, and she's got her tip that she's using here. You can click on that and purchase it. She would make a commission from that. Another recipe you can link to, so you're digging around on her site a little bit more. Google loves that. And then there's the recipe. This is why she's doing so well, because there's not a bunch of like ads popping in and out. At the end, she says, did you make this recipe? Tag at Sally Blake blog on Instagram and hashtag it Sally's Baking Addiction. So she's asking for social shares, which is free promotion. She's got quick tips for success. She's also leveraging somebody else's blog audience by saying, here is a great post from Ms. Humble on avoiding hollow centers. So she's leveraging someone else's traffic who might have a lot of people coming her way so that she can get people over to her site. I like how she's got pop-ups that keep just kind of subtly popping up on the bottom. Not in my way. High five, Sally. She's got 252 comments, which she's had to close, which Google likes. They like it when people are interacting with a post. Here's where you could also learn a lot about what people want to know is by searching the comments of other bloggers. Okay, and then if you're going to the bottom, she says, here's an about me at the bottom. Very classy. I like that. And then she's got a link to her about me page, which is super awesome. And then she's got more recipes that you can connect to. And look at that. All the things at the bottom that you can do. Super cool. Now let's test something. I'm going to click on one of her little links and show you where it leads. I'm sure you've done this before where you've clicked on somebody's highlighted thing where it says very vanilla recipe. Google pays attention to that. So here I'm clicking on the tip. And it leads you to Amazon. Now, people are used to buying from Amazon, which is why it's really awesome that you can become an Amazon affiliate, okay, with your blog, because any products you actually use, you can make a commission by offering your word of mouth, all right? And you see it's only like $4, but she makes a tiny little commission off of any time somebody buys that. And people are more likely to purchase it because they're comfortable purchasing from Amazon directly. How much fun was that? Now you're like a secret detective where you can like look at what people are offering. We're going to dive more into that next week as we spend the entire week talking about how blogs actually make money. But what I want you to know is, like, let's say you already have a product and you're trying to promote that. If you're helping people understand how that product fits into their life through a blog post by teaching them something, and then they can link to your products and purchase them, so amazing. Okay, people are excited. They're like, you solved my problem and I need to have that thing you're selling. If you don't know what you have to offer, go through the workshop, hit sign up, hit the link, the description below of YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, and discover what you're made of, what's in here that you didn't even know was lurking in there. It's like hiding out and you're like, oh, you're in there? So your action step today is, if you haven't played around with figuring out what topic you would possibly write about, go through the beginning of this series where I lead you through that and teach you how to come up with your idea. And then what I want you to do is just like type in your topic idea and see what blogs come up in the first, few rankings that Google provides, and just like snoop out how they're making money. Click on their links, figure it out, get on their email list, and like just, learn by observing, be a little bit of an apprentice per se, and just like see what they're doing. This is not to copy them. This is to get inspired on how you would handle the topic, how you would knock this out, and how you would bring a different perspective to that topic. So if you're feeling motivated, I want you to go do it right now before you lose that motivation. And remember, as always, whenever you hear those negative gremlins in your head telling you that you cannot do this, stop doing the activity, come back when you're a little bit more positive, and do it again. All right? Cheers. See you on the next video.